champ is here! The champ is here!
All right, take two. So I want to talk about adopting into a new camera family. So for example, say you shot Canon all your life, or your photography life or video life, and you're ready to switch to another family, try a different company, and go from there. So what I said, or what I meant when I said if you're going to consider the Panasonic Lumix S1 or S1R, you really need to identify why you're switching first, what you're looking for, and if that product fits all the checks all the boxes, or most of them. So Lumix S1 is awesome. If anybody's looking to jump into Lumix, just know that you have to look beyond the camera. Look beyond the camera, the specs. What is it ultimately gonna cost you as a new enthusiast or as an older enthusiast? What is it gonna cost you to adopt a new camera and lenses? And sometimes I think we get stuck because all we do sometimes is just keep our mind on the camera, and we try to justify, we justify why we're gonna get it. I would say that you have to look at everything. And when you look at the S1, it's priced pretty good. I believe so. It's priced pretty well. But if you're looking to get some really good premium lenses, you have to consider the cost. Now, the cost of Leica glass is pretty high. It's kind of a culture shock. I was shocked once before, because before considering going to Canon from GH5 and Panasonic, I was shocked at how expensive the lenses were. I just didn't realize that there were more expensive lenses. So for example, when I was considering going to Sony, I was looking at the price of the A7 III, and I was like, yeah, that's the one that I want. Price was great. But as soon as I started looking at the type of glass that I needed, that G Master glass was just, woo, it's basically the same as Leica. You're talking about over $2,000 for a lens. And I was just like, holy crap, to get the focal length that I needed at the time, I think it was like a 1635 G Master. I mean, yeah, you're looking at over $2,000, and it was very, very hard for me to then look at my total and say, damn, I guess I'm not just spending $2,000 or $2,500 on a setup. You know what I mean? I had my mind so fixated on the camera that I forgot about the lenses and what they're gonna cost. So I had to really go back and reprioritize what I needed and what I could afford. So, it was then that I said, okay, I got a bunch of, well, not this one, but I got a bunch of Canon glass, EF mounted lenses that I still had, that I use with my GH5. I was like, it would probably be better for me to adopt a Canon camera so I can still use the lenses until I can afford the proper lens or lenses that I need. You know what I mean? So I could still get by with using stuff that I had, gear that I had, and not feel pressured into having to, take out a loan, what I'm saying, to get another lens. So that's what I did. I started looking at Canon, and when I came up on the 1DX, to me it just made more sense, even though it's expensive. So I think you have to just go with what's better for you, and not necessarily what's better for the internet. You know what I mean? Or YouTube. Because you can watch any review on any camera, and they'll if they're legit, they will definitely hype you up to buy something. You'll definitely want to get into something, but just look at it from your own personal standpoint and see if it's going to help you, what it's going to do for you, if the cost justifies itself, and ultimately what you want out of that product, and how long you plan on staying with that product. it can be very, very tough making a decision. And generally, all these companies have really good cameras. It just comes down to personal preference. You know what I mean? So don't get caught up in the fanboyism when it comes to these cameras. Just don't get caught up in it. It's fun. You know, it's fun sometimes, but we look really silly most times when we are so ride or die or live by, stand by these companies that really don't do anything for us. Like, we advertise for them so well by word of mouth, and they don't give you a dime for it, most of you, most of us. So to me, you know, being so serious about a specific type of family of, you know, when it comes to cameras and whatnot and gear, I don't have a loyalty. I just go with what works for me, and I kind of just, you know, I simply adopt and will get gear based on how well it will increase my productivity. That's it. So it doesn't matter if it's having a Sony, having a Canon, having a Panasonic. So far, the Panasonics have been my best camera because they're just so versatile. Micro Four Thirds. You could put different lenses from different families on here. You know what I mean? It's kind of like a jack of all trades. And that's what I love about it. So the Canon, amazing. It's always been amazing. It may not be everybody's cup of tea, but I like it. So figure out what your product means to you, make a decision based on that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.